Brad here with another repair video. This was a Joust board set I did for customer Udi. Came out real nice, sent it in. It was not booting. I had him try cutting the watchdog here. Didn't improve things. I'll go through what we did. So MPU, this is a Rev D MPU. Originally over here, the inductors, they were these vertical type. These three here, they're real. They normally stood up here. They're real flimsy, bend over. I've seen people send them in where they actually break. So I have these horizontal ones that are more rigid, so I replaced those. Got all new Molex headers here. We've got 3 new electrolytic capacitors here. Replaced a axial leaded electrolytic here with a tantalum 22 microfarad for the soft start. That allows the board, the 5 volts to get stable before the CPU comes out of reset. Keeps everything stable. Down here, there was also a 7474 flip-flop that someone had replaced and socketed, so I got rid of the socket. It's much cleaner now. Also, this had a CR2032 battery on it, and it had jumpers on the outside. I moved the jumper here to the back, little tiny short jumper on the back side here, and then I put a CR2450, which has about 3 times the milliamp hour capacity as a CR2032, so it'll last probably 15 years on this board. This board, the primary issue was there was actually some traces, three or four traces on the back that had, it looked like almost a razor went through, but I don't think the mask was cut. So I think it may have been from the factory. Just if you flex the board in the right way, you would get an intermittent connection on a couple signals. So I cleaned off the solder mask and bridged them with some real 30 gauge solid bus wire and real solid. Took the board, simple greened it in the bath, washed it, dried it, polished it. The labels for the decoders here were a little messed up, so I put some new reproduction ones on that I do. I also socketed the CMOS RAM. A lot of people, this is a kind of a common failure as well. And then some people also like to put the NV, the non-volatile RAM in. So this way with it socketed, whatever future holds for this board, if someone wants to do that or has a bad one, it'll be easy just to swap out. Other than that, everything on the board was pretty solid. Back here on the ROM board, again, stripped this down, cleaned it up. We've got a new ribbon cable, all new Molex headers, 2 new electrolytic Nichicon filter caps replaced. And this board had, what was happening is you boot the board, it looked great, and as soon as it would start the game, the screen would go black. And what it turned out to be is there's a 4049 CMOS buffer here, an inverting buffer. So the actual, on the coin door, there's 3 buttons there, one for high score reset, one advance, and one is the kind of manual auto button. Well, basically the button for advance, like if you held that down when you booted the game, this chip had failed, so it was always like you were holding that button down. So swapped out this 4049, everything came back to life, no problem. And again, cleaned it up real nice. Back here on the I/O board, I did a separate video on this where I test these, but basically this board got new ribbon, new electrolytic filter cap, and 2 new 10-pin Molex headers. And again, these have the square pins in lieu of the round. So there's much more surface area that the connectors make with, and a lot of these old ones are just oxidized and cold solder joints, so I change them all out on the boards. This one we didn't get the soundboard in with, but I do have one on my test bench here that I have hooked up with the Joust ROM, so we'll be able to hear it run. These little clips on here are just to give me power, 5 volts for I have a little board under the bench I use for the sync, for the video sync. Sometimes like Williams are inverted signal, so that adjust it because I'm using a LCD here. So again, real quick, these are the all the parts that replace, ribbon cables, all the old Molex and chips and sockets and everything, the inductors here, the old battery. So I return all that to the customer with the job. So remote control on the bench, we'll power it up. This carpet rug pattern there where it's testing the RAM. All systems go. And she boots right into a track mode. Give her a sec here to get the little Joust logo coming up. It's pretty blitter intensive with this when you see the box going around. And changes colors a little bit here. So anyway, that's a track mode. I do have my little PlayStation controller up on the bench here, so I'll coin it up and we'll start a game. Little flap here, and then left and right just with the controller here. Not the greatest here. So anyway, I'll drop into diagnostics. You can see the gameplay's fine. All ROMs are good. No RAM errors. CMOS is good. And I didn't change the CMOS. I did desolder it and install the socket, but it's the same CMOS RAM that was in there originally. Sound test, we'll loop through a couple of those. And then it just loops back. So I know we don't have the soundboard here, but that is showing that the outputs from the ROM board that drive the soundboard are working. So, and then again, another video I showed where we tested all 16 of the, or 18 of the digital inputs, but I'll show you here. Here's like left, right, flap, player one start, coin, and advance. We get the grid lines where you set your convergence, red, green, blue, and then color bars. We go to bookkeeping data, and then the game adjustments, and back to a track mode. So this board's all set. I'm going to let it run overnight. It has ran most of the day today on the bench. I'm going to let it run overnight. Tomorrow morning, I'll play a quick game. If everything's solid, I'll get it boxed up and coming back to you. Thanks for watching.